Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Moonday Musings. So, I'm speaking to you today on Monday, the 23rd of January, and beginning this episode with an apology for missing last week. I was a little bit under the weather, and to be honest, just really lacking in energy. I had a very emotional few days at the start of last week, and just wasn't able to sit in front of a camera and talk. So I'm really sorry. I hope that you had a good week last week. And the shift of the many planets that have been stationing direct has been helping you to feel a little bit more positive and a little bit more, the energy is moving now in a forward moving direction. So Mercury stationed direct on Wednesday last week. I know that Mars stationed direct before that, and Uranus stationed direct yesterday. So there's this nice feeling of things just starting to settle back in. And all of that combined with that beautiful new moon in Aquarius on Saturday, and of course the lunar new year yesterday as well. So it's a nice time to start really thinking about your visions, your goals, your dreams, your intentions for the year ahead. Not necessarily needing to act on them just yet. We're still, moving through late winter. But early spring is approaching. Imbolc is just a couple of weeks away, or a week away, really. The 31st of January to the 1st of Feb is the traditional dates to celebrate Imbolc. But of course, there is this beautiful Imbolc portal where we can celebrate. And the new moon in Aquarius on Saturday is also referred to the lunar Imbolc. So that portal has opened already. I know in my own garden there are already these wonderful green shoots appearing, lots of things that I have no idea what they are. It's really exciting. I love it. There's lots of green shoots appearing in my pots as well, so I'm excited to see what they are. And then my bluebell shoots are appearing too. So I know that the weather is still over here in the UK, it's still really biting. We've still had a lot of frost. There's been a lot of fog over the weekend, but it's nice to see those green signs that early spring approaches. I've spent a very happy little bit of time this morning cutting through my seed catalogues and choosing the flowers that I want to have in my garden this year. So I've just got to stick them all down in my journal later. But it's nice to be thinking ahead to springtime and to gardening and all that kind of fresh energy that arrives with the spring. So we will go through in a moment the movements of the moon for this week and what we're looking at astrologically. But let's begin with that new moon in Aquarius and just talk about that and the qualities of that moon a little bit more. So we've got one more new moon, or one more sign in the zodiac calendar before we begin the start of the zodiac calendar with Aries. So Aquarius and Pisces are these last signs of the zodiac calendar and can teach us so much. In terms of archetypes, I've mentioned this at my circle on Friday. I don't resonate with Aquarius and Pisces as being within that crone archetype of winter that I really associate with Capricorn. And someone asked me this once at one of my circles, do you think Aquarius is part of the crone archetype? And I sat with it and thought about it, and I thought, do you know what, for me they're timeless. So we work with that crone archetype over the winter, and then particularly Capricorn. I think that sign really embodies the elder, the crone, the wise woman, the grandmother energy. But then for me, Aquarius and and Pisces are timeless, and they abide in that liminal space. And I love that idea of liminal space that we're currently in before spring well and truly arrives, and we get to Aries season, and we get all of that fire and that passion, that drive, and that cardinal energy. So Aquarius is fixed, and we have Pisces as mutable. And then when we get to Aries, of course, it's a cardinal sign, so it initiates an entire new zodiac calendar, initiates spring in the northern hemisphere. So yeah, Aquarius and Pisces, I always really like working with these energies at this time of year, because we're still in that portal of alchemy, of dreaming the new year into being. And as we have so often talked about in these episodes, not being in a hurry to have it all figured out on the 1st of January, but really allowing yourself to enter into this dreamlike quality of the winter months. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more when we get to February, but I was thinking about this today in preparation of writing content for my Green Witches in the Green Witch course for February, is really thinking about, as well as the excitement of spring that is on the way, I want you to think about this end of January and moving through February, and really thinking about what the qualities of winter are that you adore, and how are you going to really let yourself enjoy those just this last little bit. So it's really easy to get really focused on spring and to feel excited and to feel like, oh, I'm done with winter, I'm ready. But actually, when the spring and summer months get going and we get busy and our social calendar fills and we're outside more and the days are longer, I do feel sometimes there's a part of us that misses the wintering, the ability to be in a little bit more, to be a bit more quiet, to maybe do things like craft projects or reading a little bit more. So just a little invitation there to think about what are your favorite things about winter, and thinking of really embracing those things as we move through this last little bit of the winter time. So Imbolc approaches, and Imbolc, as well as it is initiating the start of spring, it holds the energy of the end of winter as well. So it is a liminal festival holding the energies of 2 seasons at the same time. And I love that idea of looking forward to spring, but also really embracing the end of winter. So new moon in Aquarius then that we had on Saturday, and the moon is still in Aquarius today. It's in its waxing crescent phase now. Aquarius is an air sign, but it is very much linked with water as well. It is the water bearer, and it has this function of bestowing blessings, bestowing renewing energy over the collective. So thinking of the waters of renewal, that is a lovely thing to tune into with this new moon, particularly with its placement amongst these planets stationing direct, that we can really tune into that refreshed energy, that renewal, that change. Aquarius is a sign of identity. It's a very trailblazing sign, creative, innovative, very, very collective orientated. So wants to make the world a better place, tends to their community. Aquarians are often the protesters, the rebellions, the truth seekers. They are curious about everything, but they want really to dismantle systems of oppression, structures of oppression, and that is kind of what they're here to do, to make change, to break things down, to find new ways of doing things. So Aquarius new moon, Aquarius season is a really powerful time for reinvention if you're feeling the need for that. So if you want to shake things up a little bit, if you want to change things a bit in your life, if you want to reinvent yourself, Aquarius really lends itself to that, particularly with this placement at the start of a year, the start of a new year, where we can think, what do I what do I want to be this year? How do I want to move through my life? And what can I really now let go of? What is holding me back? So not just looking at the structures of oppression in the collective, but looking at the structures of oppression within ourselves. So the ways in which we hold ourselves back, the ways in which we keep ourselves small and we don't allow ourselves to shine to our full capacity. So Aquarians want you to shine. They want you to show up with your beautiful, unique light and share it with the world. So having a little think about that with this new moon, you know, identity, reinvention, rebellion. So in what ways can you honor your inner rebellion? And it's an incredibly creative sign as well. So it's a lovely time of year to lean in to your creative dreams, your creative wants, your creative pursuits. And something that we're really looking at the moment in the Green Witches year is this idea of letting go of expectation and perfection and performance when it comes to our creativity. So we have all been embracing doing things that are just for the sheer joy of doing them, creating because it feels beautiful, creating because it feels so natural from the heart, and not needing to justify our creativity with, oh, okay, it's for this aim, or it's okay for me to sit and do this because it's actually for a much bigger project, or it's actually for this. So trying to unshackle ourselves from these chains that appear in our creative life, where we feel that we've got to justify our creativity, that our creativity has to be for anybody else other than ourselves. And something that I bought at the end of last week and I found it so inspiring and so moving for lots of different reasons, and I've started exploring the practices myself over the weekend. I got this book called Daydream Journals by Tilly Rose. So memories, ideas, and inspiration in stitch, cloth, and thread. So those of you watching on YouTube, this is the book here. And I loved the thing that caught my attention on the cover of this book is the word gatherings and this exquisitely embroidered journal. And she just welcomes you into this space of creativity, of enjoyment, of pleasure, of enjoying textile and textures. And it is just the most beautiful book. But yeah, just to give you a little have a look inside, those of you that are watching, although it's not coming out so well on the video because I've got a lot of sunlight in this room today. But yeah, this book has just been so inspiring, and it's a real barrier for me. It has been for a long time, just the idea of creating for fun and for pleasure. And one of the things that I've been trying to bring back into my own practice is sketchbooks and journals, and just enjoying the feeling of materials. And yesterday I got my paint pens out and my oil pastels and my watercolors and my sewing machine and my bits of felt, and it felt so liberating to just play and have all these things around and not be so boxed in. And I really feel that with Aquarius, like it just wants us to liberate ourselves from all of this stuff that is keeping us trapped and small and in shame and guilty, and not really not enjoying all that there is to enjoy in this world. And it's been a real healing journey for me the last few weeks, leaning into these practices, because life is hard at the moment. In my family, we have a lot of sad news to deal with. There's a lot of heaviness, and I've really found such comfort in having this bit of time for myself where I get to experience joy and pleasure. Because sometimes I think that we feel we do feel guilty when we give ourselves time for creativity, because we think, oh, it's too self-indulgent, it's not helping anybody, it's not doing this, it's not changing the world, you know. And I think we forget sometimes how hard life is and how much we've got to cope with and deal with, and that little bit of time that we give ourselves to connect with something beautiful, magical, inspiring, it just helps us stay connected to hope, to positivity, not in a toxic way, but in a way that just helps us carry on. And for me anyway, it helps me to really get centered and grounded, and then I can be of much more benefit to the people in my life. So this is your permission from me. So get your pens out, get your stickers out, get your embroidery out, whatever it is. If you're a musician, have a little play with your instruments. Just lean into the joy of creativity, because we never know actually how much it is reaching out and affecting others. I was thinking about this with the book that I bought. You know, Tilly Rose, who's written this book, has really, really moved me. It's reading the book and following the prompts has made a profound difference to my life. She might have felt when she was writing the book, you know, oh, you know, is it meaningful, like sharing all this stuff or doing all this stuff? And you know, it is. And I think there's so much to be said for people who show up as they are and share their creativity, and we never know how much that ripples out and affects others. I showed this book to my mom yesterday, and she was visibly moved and deeply inspired, and she asked my dad to order it for her, like immediately. He got his phone out and to ordered it, and I think it's arriving today. And you know, and I thought, I can tangibly see here the effect that is having on my mom, because she was like, I used to do this when I was at art college, I used to have these types of things. And it just felt like this real sense of remembering and reclaiming these parts of ourselves. And I shared the book in the Facebook group of the Green Witches year, and the same thing happened, you know. And I think I can only see like 20-30 people that it's had that effect on, and I'm sure it's had a profound effect on many more people like that. But you know, that for me is a very Aquarian quality. You know, show up as yourself, be in your truth, be in your power, and share your creativity with the world, because it does have an impact. It does reach out and change things. It does inspire others and move others. And I just think the more of us that can do that, shine our light, shine our uniqueness, then just the better the world is going to be for it. So I've gone off on a huge tangent for the new moon in Aquarius, but it felt required, it felt needed. And Aquarius is my moon sign. I feel really connected to this sign. And my daughter Orla is an Aquarius sun, moon, and rising. So I'm really leaning in to all these beautiful qualities and appreciating them so much. So I really hope this new moon is powerful for you and inspiring for you, and opens things up for you. We are going to carry this on through to Pisces season. Pisces is so creative. They're the mystics, the artists, the dreamers, spiritual teachers. We get this chance before Aries to just have a little bit longer in the dreaming, a little bit longer to be with our creative intentions. So yeah, you can be in this space for a little while before we get to fiery, action driven Aries season. One thing I wanted to share with you too is I've been my word for this year is the word wonder, and I've been really trying to see the world through Orla's eyes, my daughter's eyes. She's almost 2, and everything really is an adventure, is new, is exciting, is interesting, and it's really lovely to get down and see the world through her eyes. And she's really fascinated in pine cones. And we went for a walk a week ago, and she kept passing me these pine cones. And we brought this one home. And when I was looking at it, and it was really closed up, this one, when we got it, so completely flat, completely smooth. And now it's opened up, and I find pine cones so magical that they will not open out. They won't release their seeds until it's the right time. So if it's too cold, if there's animals around, if the environment is not conducive, it all stays tightly snugged up in that beautiful cocoon. And then when it's right, when it's ready, when it's warm, the what you call them, really, the spikes open up and the seeds are released. So I just find that absolutely glorious, but it's a really nice thing to reflect upon with your intentions for the year. And still being in winter, I think of the pine cone, and I think of my seeds of intention and my plans and my wishes and my goals, and I think, not yet. Not yet, I'm waiting. And then when I feel ready, when it feels warm enough, then I'm going to expand and soften and release these dreams into the world. So I wanted to share that with you. I found that really inspiring. So in terms of the week ahead, let's have a little look at that. So we have got waxing crescent moon in Aquarius today. We've talked a lot about Aquarius. We have got waxing crescent moon for the rest of the week, really, until Saturday. We're going to be in Pisces Tuesday and Wednesday. So all those qualities of Pisces that I've just said, you know, allow your new moon in Aquarius intentions to just carry on percolating and allowing your creativity to flow even more as we move through those Pisces days. Just be aware, it can be quite an emotional sign. So you go gently. We still have very low energy, very little moonlight to be working with. So stay in that pine cone, tightly bound pine cone for a little bit. We then get that shift into Aries Thursday and Friday. This can always feel a bit weird when we move from Pisces to Aries. Pisces is the feet, Pisces is water, Pisces is dreamy, intuitive, quite often inward. And then Aries is head, it's fire, it's cardinal, it's action. And it can feel a little bit like, I often say this a lot, astrological whiplash when you're moving from Pisces to Aries. And Aries can be, you know, a little bit hot-headed, a little bit too fiery sometimes. So just be aware of that at the end of the week. Just stay calm, stay grounded, lots of deep breaths. But really nice, Aries energy is really nice to work with, really bringing your intentions out. So as we get to the end of the week, thinking of your new moon in Aquarius intentions, and then adding that cardinal fire to them. How am I actually going to make this happen? How am I actually going to bring these intentions out into the world? We then have the first quarter moon in Taurus on Saturday, and the moon stays in Taurus through till Sunday as well. So first quarter moon is that chance to really commit to your intentions, tweak anything that needs tweaking. And then of course next week we're building up to that next full moon, so the energy next week might be a little bit intense, and we'll talk more about that next week when we have our episode for next week. So I think that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. I mainly wanted to talk about the new moon in Aquarius. I wanted to share those little bits and pieces about wintering still, all that stuff about creativity too. So I'm really wishing you a beautiful week this week. Really wishing you beautiful Aquarian dreams, and to really lean into your creativity. I look forward to hearing from you how this has landed and how it's moved through you. And I will see you next week. So see you on Monday for our next episode. We'll be looking at the full moon. We'll be looking at Imbolc as well, and anything else that has inspired me throughout this week. We've got just one more week left for enrollment for the Green Witches year. So if you would like to join us, because you won't be able to join again, well, you won't be able to join this year. So The closing is for this course is the end of January. So if you want to join us, it is really wonderful. I know it's my course, but I have to say it is really wonderful. The group is wonderful. It's so interactive. It's so inspiring. We're only 1 month in, or less than a month in, and we've already done so much together. People's grimoires are incredible. It's just a lovely space. It's not very expensive. It's $20 US dollars a month. But I have to say, there is commitment of 12 months. Yes. So if you are joining, please be aware of that. It's not a subscription, it's a 12-month commitment at the option of paying per month or the option of paying for the year. So if you'd like to join us, if you're feeling the last minute call, then head to the link in the comments, in the course notes below, course notes, show notes below, and have a little look. And yes, I'll see you all very soon. All right, take care, everybody. Thank you.